Hello, hello. It is a beautiful Onpassive day and I hope you're feeling it. If you're already a founder, congratulations. If you're still on the fence, hey, that's okay. But I really want you to hear what I'm saying today because Mr. Mufara and the founder base that's fast approaching 600,000 is living literally and energetically in the realization of a dream. It's a real-time manifestation that's happening while millions watch from the sidelines with a whole lot of mixed feelings. What started as an idea shaped through experience became a vision for Mr. Mufara. He's our leader, by the way. He's our heart-led CEO brainiac of Onpassive. And the vision he had was a picture of something that he wanted to make happen. It was an image he conjured for a future that included the multitudes, and that means you. That vision took on momentum. It took on substance and emotion, which, as he likes to say, is energy and motion, until it was a living, breathing dream with an energy all its own and has become the paradigm shift that is Onpassive. And that's how it happens. That's how we create. Because as soon as we begin to think about anything, to think about what we want for our future and our circumstances, we and our circumstances begin to change. And Mr. Mufara had a dream. It was a dream to reorganize the online world, to reshape and redefine the digital world that we know and love as the internet. At the basis of his dream, the thought that put it all in motion was creating the simplest yet most effective digital marketing platform in the world. This was about 3 years ago. And Mr. Mufara has said more than once that he is immensely grateful to all the founders that saw the early vision before we had anything, before we even had a name. That base and the energy that came from it gave us the power to move. And with that power, Team Onpassive, such as it was, came directly and quickly into the realization that so much more could be done. So, right here, I'm sending a great big hallelujah thank you to all those founders on behalf of Mr. Mufara. Because of you, we took action. We started to grow and found momentum. Yeah, it wasn't easy, and we quickly learned that with our growth, like the train puffing through the Wild West, it wasn't a Sunday afternoon walk in the park. So, even as our growth took on exponential value, so did the challenges that came along with it. The Onpassive team had to regroup more than once to accommodate that unexpected growth. Initial challenges were met by revamping the GoFounders platform, beefing up budgets, and changing the methods and technologies regarding the fast-growing, quickly changing product base. Before long, the train was powerfully rolling down the tracks of digital enterprise. And as we moved along, we added more rail cars. By the end of the first 2 years, the train was pulling about 50 cars. As we added more cars, we beefed up the engine and we added more fuel to accommodate the load. Along the way, we decided that we weren't going to borrow any technology, so everything we did was created from scratch. We even wrote our own AI for complete automation, integrated secure communication throughout the entire platform to create a first ever completely automated total internet solution. All the while, we're adding to top staff, developers, and engineers to drive that train. But all that was straightforward stuff that didn't have any real outside influence. It was all inside the train, if you know what I mean. The tougher challenges, the ones that required a brand new type of mental tenacity and determination, well, they came in the form of governmental regulatory procedure and issues of compliance, along with financial hurdles concerning digital payment systems, security, exchanges, acceptance of fiat and cryptocurrencies and stuff, right? These are the things that we had to figure out while we were still trying to lay more track. It was a show of raw talent and determination because we were laying track while inside the train we were making plans for more cars and shoveling in fuel at the same time. On top of that, to make sure we were doing everything right, making sure it was legit and by the book, we retained the service of some of the biggest legal firms in the world. Now, you can get a real sense of the difficulties we've had when you consider the additional challenges faced with founders and staff and outsiders, the fact that we moved our idea up from Calcutta to Bangalore to Hyderabad, and that all of this was happening on a global scale, and it was all happening in the midst of a global pandemic. I mean, come on! What Mr. Mufara has already achieved is absolutely incredible. We are 1,000 times stronger than we were 2 years ago. Hindsight, so they say, is 2020, right? And that's kind of funny when you consider what last year was. But we can see the steps in the journey now, and some of them were outlined in the video called The Journey Continues, which was done a few months ago. Since beginning, we've evolved way too quickly for anyone to keep up and way too quickly to be stopped. The train is moving and the ground is vibrating. Yep, it's too late for anything to stop us now. We're too strong for any man-made resistance or opposition to get in our way. We are united, and I know in my knower we've been divinely orchestrated and have an entourage of a heavenly host joyously gathered around us. Onpassive is a done deal. If you're in it, you will win it. We'll provide every imaginable product or tool needed to navigate your life on the internet. And this way, you'll never have to leave the platform. Truck driver, stay-at-home parent, clerk, blogger, white-collar, blue-collar, homeschooler, all of those the teachers, workers, yada, yada. It makes no difference what you do, because anything that you do online, you're going to have a need to come to Onpassive for something. And no other company has ever created the amount of value in one place that we have, ever. You pay one monthly rate and you get everything, and there are no upsells. I like what Mr. Mafar said, and I quote, "As good as Onpassive is, the things that you know and things you do not know as overall Onpassive, now and future, it is much bigger than Facebook. It is much bigger than Google. And the most beautiful part is it's to your advantage, to the customer. So when you think things are going to slow down and things are going to run out of traffic, no, 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 no. You're going to hear the vibration of the ground, I promise you." Unquote. And I'm telling you, the tracks are vibrating like a cosmic rumble strip right now. So let's get on another track for just a minute. The vast majority of doctrines on this planet teach the beauty of God. They teach togetherness and worshiping the same God is possible without killing each other. The masters all say, love one another and emulate God. We've come a long way. The journey has taken a long time, and as a result of our conscious effort, the planet and humanity are changing. Onpassive is a part of this change. Onpassive is a part of the next leg of the journey, and we'll demonstrate conscious private enterprise based on connectedness and mutual benefit for the greater good and to lift humanity. We have a tribe. We are a community that supports the change that's coming, and nothing is going to stop this train because we've gotten rid of almost everything that was in our way. But there are tons of things still in the path of other changes that are coming, but do not fear. These things are of no lasting consequence. They will be overrun as global change affects every system on the planet. Some of these systems are very well established. And I've talked about these things before. Go look at the videos, Paradigms Lost and Paradigms Found. And if those established things don't change soon, the coming changes are simply going to run them right over. And Onpassive is a part of that phase too. We are the correction for the corruption. And don't think that it's not supposed to happen. It has to. Don't get caught up in fear. Get caught up in the compassion. It's about evolution and consciousness. It's about shifting paradigms. Noah preached the coming of the flood for a long time, but the floods came and the ark floated, all right? For Onpassive, it starts with the internet. Onpassive's going to blow it up. We're going to own it. The world has never, ever seen any company like ours. No company in history has ever launched with upwards of 1 million founders, much less one that would allow that many for such a small amount. And yeah, we're going to launch. Onpassive is an ark, and it will float. Get in. With us, you are going to win. We are winning now. And for those that don't seem to quite get it, I understand. It's hard to hear somebody talk about winning when you've never won, when you've been beat down and you're working with a consciousness of loss. But we are winning now, and you can be a part of it. Get on board, right? You're going to win. We're in it to win it, and we're all going to win. So think bigger than your environment. Think bigger than where you are. Dare to dream bigger dreams. It is happening. It is possible. We know it's a done deal. You just have to get in. I want to thank you so much for listening to this. I hope that you can feel the passion I have for this and the love that I have for Onpassive and the founder base. And I really want you to join up. If somebody has already asked you, they've given you an invitation to join, please get back with that founder and join in that team. But you know what? If you haven't been invited and you want to get in here, click down below on the link that says join and get into my team. We're growing fast. Onpassive is growing fast. Things are moving along, and you're going to be really, really glad that you did. However, whatever decision you make, wherever you want to go, we wish nothing but blessing and blessing upon you and your family for the years to come.